Hi everyone, I'm Katie and this is day 24, and since we started late in the month, we're almost to the end of the month, so we'll be giving you a final update tomorrow. And today I wanted to share with you, there were 5 different times that I said no to being vegan and how that came about. All my life I've been drawn to fresh fruit. Not so much vegetables. Later on in life, I started enjoying things like fresh spinach. Had no idea that fresh spinach tastes so wonderful when canned or cooked tastes so terrible. Fresh carrots were a nice treat too, instead of the mushy stuff that I had growing up. Ever since I was little, I never enjoyed meat. Milk was okay. Hated cheese until recently. And eggs, I could take them or leave them. Most of the ways that eggs are prepared were completely disgusting to me, especially hard-boiled. So all that to say, you would think that I was naturally bent to being vegan, plus how much I love animals. I can remember distinctly, I think I was 15, I volunteered at a stables over the summer. Volunteered because I was too young for them to pay me. And as a going away gift, one of the things I got was this little green egg. And on the way home, I'm holding this egg and I'm thinking, she has roosters. This egg could be fertilized. That really weirded me out, so I decided to see if it was or not and put it in a little box with a little nightlight and get as warm as I could. And sure enough, I ended up with a baby chicken. And I was horrified that I could have eaten my baby chicken. For a long time after that, I didn't eat eggs at all, a long time. Not knowing or paying attention about other things that eggs are in, like cakes. So then I go off to college, and my aversion to meat really amped way up. And man, I've been told since that they have improved their menu, but the menu at Bob Jones when I went back in the late 90s was horrific. I've never tasted anything so gross. So I went completely off meat, was high carbs on things like starchy carbs and sugars. I gained a lot of weight, and through all those mistakes, went on a low carb diet after that, lost the weight, but didn't get any healthier. So I decided organic was the way to go, and I started going as organic as I could. And that was my first excuse. Why should I go any further if I've already done so much improvement? I'm already eating so much organically, and I'm picking out fresh produce that I never had when I was growing up and enjoying that. I'm really healthy now, and yes, I did enjoy the health benefits for quite some time, until the disease process that was already creeping in got traction again and caught up with me again. I also want to say that I wanted to become vegetarian. That was going to be my first move. So but I waited until I met somebody who was vegetarian because I didn't want to make any mistakes. What supplements am I going to need? How do I get my protein? That was my first big question. How am I going to get my protein? And I met my best friend, and she coached me on how to become vegetarian. She's been vegetarian all her life, being a Seventh-day Adventist, and I was able to make that transition, and it was wonderful. Once again, I've done enough. Why should I have to do more? And then I learned about Shaklee, and I was so excited to learn as much as I could. I was so passionate about nutrition, not just for me, but my passion for nutrition started with my pets, because I knew you are what you eat, and saying goodbye to them at this age or that age when most people do, that just sounded awful to me. I wanted to hang on to them as long as I could and for them to be as healthy and happy as they could be. So I studied nutrition for their sake, and by default benefited myself. So once again, why should I become vegan? I'm doing enough, aren't I? That's what, 3 reasons? The 4th reason came about, we were living in the Portland, Oregon metro area. We moved all around outside of Portland, and I heard a lot about vegans And I even saw some vegans, and to me, I mean, most of them had this look, the typical Portlander weird look, where I guess it's today's type of hippie with lots of tattoos, dreadlocks. They smelled really weird because of the oils that they use. And I didn't want to be associated with vegans and be put in a box and have that label on me. And a lot of them seemed really rude. They were very pushy about their agenda. And I'm thinking to myself, I love animals, but the way you're approaching me is not educational. I didn't ask you, so you're putting me off here, and I don't want to be like that to other people. If somebody asks me what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I'm more than happy to share with them, usually on a one-on-one basis. And it's a personal decision. It's not for me to stand on the street corner and tell everybody. That's not my personality at all. And I get really offended by people who do, just because that type of person usually is rude and pushy and puts their agenda above the other person. I'm more drawn to people who listen and who just let their lives shine and sparkle their message, not shove it on somebody. So I didn't want to be labeled vegan, and that was the fourth reason. And the fifth reason, like I shared in the last video, is I was already doing Shaklee. I had found the best thing ever. I had struck gold. Why should I need to do any more? And yes, I struck gold. And yes, I found the #1 nutritional company. And yes, I can't find anything better. I have looked. I have been disappointed so many times. And Shaklee has never once disappointed me. So why wasn't that good enough? Well, like I said in the last video, I was using it as a crutch and an excuse to not do better with my diet. And you can take supplements all the time and pretend that you're living in space, but we live here on this planet. We need fresh air to breathe. We need fresh water to drink and fresh food to nourish our bodies. And I could eat prepackaged food and get by, but who wants to get by, right? So after my second child, when I realized I wasn't able to get the traction back with my health like I was able to with my first, this has got to stop here. I'm not going to continue to go down slowly with my health if I can prevent that, right? And that's what I wanted to do. Let's just get rid of all the junk and feed my body what it needs and nothing that it doesn't. Why would I eat something that gives me zero benefit? Because zero benefit isn't just holding steady. There is a decline there. Your body needed something really good and you gave it that. So that need wasn't met. The tools and resources that your body wanted and needed to do repairs and to rebuild are no longer available for that meal. Why would I want to do that to myself? So that was the first reason why I decided to do this. Learning more as I go. I've learned so much. So much that I put it away and I said I didn't want to know about that because I might become part of that crowd, and I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I mean, we can only look to ourselves and spend time thinking, why do we make these decisions to ignore something that's obviously important? Is it because I'm of the mindset of everybody's going crazy about the environment and I don't want to be one of those cuckoos? But at the same time, I've been put here to be a good steward of this earth. That's my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to trash it or to ignore people who are trashing it. I can see that happening and say, I want to be different. I want to make my life and my time here count for good, so I can offset some of the negative that's happening. And I just encourage you to learn more I put some links below. Having things simplified for me made it a lot better to watch that first without somebody trying to scare me into doing something. Just saying, okay, this is this and that is that, and you can make a choice to contribute towards that or contribute towards this. What do you want to do? Okay, now I want to learn more. So whatever your learning style is, I put a couple of links below. You can see the ones that are specifically for kids. If you want to start there, you can see the ones that are specifically science, where it's fast-paced and someone's telling you the facts like this all the time. If you like that style, and I will say the second one has a lot of references, and he pulls his sources and shows you the data, which is the exact thing I needed to go into and look at secondly. And from there, you just, what interests you? What's the most important thing to you to know more about what it is to be vegan? And you don't have to be someone else's definition of a vegan. I'm never going to be 100% vegan. No one really is. So I can only be the best that I can be. What does that mean for me? It's going to be different than what it means for you, and that is okay. If we're all trying to do something a little bit better for ourselves, for the animals, if that's on our hearts, for the planet, if that's on our hearts, it doesn't matter if your version of it is slightly different than mine. It matters if we're making steps to improve, right? So that's what we should be doing while we're here. Let's not just bide our time on this planet. Let's learn something new every single day. Let's try to make a better impact every single day. Did our lives count for something? Did we do our best, or did we just get by? It's easy to be distracted, and I have been distracted quite a bit these last few years. And it was just the right time for me to focus on this. And when it's the right time for you to focus on it, you'll know. So don't feel pushed, don't feel rushed, but I do want to ask you to do what I didn't do all these years, and to actually take a look and hear what is going on. What are the real issues? Because I grew up all these years, and I didn't know these things that were kind of obvious and right in front of my face. Why had nobody told me before? Why hadn't I figured it out before? I don't know, but I'm glad I finally did. So I'll check in with you tomorrow, and I'll let you know how we're wrapping up this month.